Hey everyone, welcome back. It is hot today, it is humid today, and the last thing that I want to do is be in my kitchen cooking. But I have to cook. We all go through that. So, you know, what do you do? What do? You got hungry mouths to feed when they come in the door from school, from work. Just anybody that comes in the door wants to eat. So what do? You cook anyway. You cook anyway. Today I'm going to be making a one-pot dish, one-pot pasta dish. It runs along the lines of a goulash. You could call it a goulash if you want. I always make mine a little bit differently when I make goulash, but we're going to use some hamburger, some ground chuck, some little shells. We're going to use some beef broth, some tomato sauce, some petite diced tomatoes, and a few seasoned ingredients. It's going to be in one pot. It's going to make a complete meal. If you wanted to throw a salad together quickly, buy a package of the pre-salad mix and throw in some cucumbers and tomatoes, that would be fine. If you want to throw some green beans on, some vegetables, any type of vegetables, you know, if you're kind of feeling guilty about serving your family a one-pot meal, which I never do because, you know, one-pot meals are always absolutely amazing. Got my hamburger going over there, my ground chuck. I don't like to call it a hamburger, it just sounds so blah. So we're calling it ground chuck. Got my ground chuck going on over there in my skillet. I didn't lay it out soon enough, so it's still a little frozen, but that's all right. It's all gonna work out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started chopping my garlic and my onions. My garlic started first because those onions always make me cry. Always make me cry. I'm just gonna use one clove today. Maybe, you never know. I can always change my mind. Let's see what this looks like when we get it chopped up. We're also going to use a little bit of onion powder and some minced onions as well. So, y'all know I like to do that. Y'all know for this. Well, the garlic's not, but the onions is always just like a texture thing for me. The garlic's not. Garlic does have garlic flavor. Onions is like when you cook them, the flavor goes out of them. This right on my little paper plate. But I get a lot of backlash from, well, I don't. I used to, but y'all know I don't deal with that. About using paper plates. People get so upset about using paper plates, but guess what? You know, when you work full time and you have a family to take care of, you know, and then you have all of the things that go along with your family, house, laundry, usually the dogs, the cats, the birds, the ferrets, whatever else you have in your life. You know, you have all that to take care of. Ooh, about my finger. I keep telling y'all that I'm going to get me some knives, but guess what? I haven't yet. You know, paper plates are our friends. People think, oh, she uses paper plates, she's poor. But guess what? I am poor. I am poor. Everybody. You know, unless you're a millionaire, we're all poor, just about. We work for one thing, and that's to get bills paid. Bills paid and food on the table. But anyway, the paper plate debate, you know, if you don't want to use paper plates, don't use them. I use them for everything. The majority of the time, 99.99% of the time, we eat on paper plates. I went ahead and drained my ground chuck. It had quite a bit of grease in there. It's a piece of onion peel right there. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic and my onions to my mixture here, to my ground chuck. I'm just going to cook this until the onions start getting a little translucent and they start releasing their delicious smells, onions and the garlic both. Just take a minute. I'm going to add some fresh pepper. I'm not going to add any additional salt right now because we're also going to use beef stock and our tomatoes. They're going to have, both of those are going to have salt in them as well. I'm going to put some onion flakes in there. I just eyeball everything, so you're probably going to use about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. I like a lot. We're going to add some garlic powder, same as the onion flakes. It's a lot of ground beef. You want that seasoned. I'm going to add a pinch of celery seed. I think celery seed pairs so well with tomatoes. And it has nothing to do with a Bloody Mary mix, I'm telling you. I promise. And then I'm going to add a little bit of soul food seasoning. Soul food seasoning is generally sold at, I'd imagine you could get it at the grocery store. But I usually find mine at the dollar store. That's usually where I find mine at. And I'm telling you, it is so good. In soups and stews, on meat, on chicken, it is so good. And it's one of my main ingredients when I'm making my macaroni and tomatoes. You all know what macaroni and tomatoes are, don't you? This smells divine already. I might have went a little overboard on the hamburger, but that's alright. That's okay. Go ahead and add in a can of tomato sauce. I'm going to rinse that out, put a little bit of water in it. Lord, as much as these groceries cost, you can't waste a thing. You know, there's a couple people that I follow on YouTube as well. Not many, but there's a few. And, you know, anytime I've seen anything cooked like this, that's similar to this, I might add another thing of tomato sauce. I don't know. People always call it a poor man's meal. I don't understand that. You could easily flavor your pasta or this dish with the pasta in any way you want. You know, if it's Taco Tuesday, if you want to put taco seasonings in it, you go right ahead. I'm going to rinse that one out as well. You could do a Cajun. You could do a Cajun version of this. You could do a taco version of this. You could do an Italian version of this. Just whatever you want to do, you know, make it your own. Whatever you want to do. This is what I'm using tonight. I'm going to add some fresh basil. Oh, it's as fresh as it gets. It's that freeze-dried. Maybe a little more. I love basil. And then I'm also going to add, depending on the size, a couple bay leaves. And give that a stir. Now all you have to do is add your beef stock. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit because we want to get this boiling. See how many cups that is. That's 4. We're going to use half of this. So we're going to use about, actually 2 to 3 cups. Let's just say 2 to 3 cups. You got to have enough liquid in there to cook your pasta. And we're going to let it cook for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to add our pasta. Super easy. This has been cooking for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and fish the bay leaves out of there because they've done their good deed. They've gave us all the flavors they are going to give us. And then there's another one in there. There it is. It's trying to hide from me. Now you're going to add about 2 cups of your favorite pasta. I am using the shells. We're going to bring this back up to a boil. We're going to turn it down and let it simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes until the shells are nice and soft. Let's see what it looks like. I ended up adding about a half to 3/4 cup of water as well, because you want to make sure that your pasta has enough liquid to cook in it. Look how amazing that looks. If you wanted to cook your pasta separate, some people don't like the texture of the pasta once it's cooked in a dish like this, but hey, you know what? If you don't do it this way, it's not a one-pot meal. That looks phenomenal. We're gonna add some cheese. I'm doing sharp cheddar. You do any cheese your little heart desires. And you do as much as your little heart desires. I'm just gonna add that right in. And just give it a stir. I used about a half to 3/4 cup. I probably used 3/4 cup. Let me tell you something. Your kids will love this. Your whole family's gonna love this. I'm gonna turn it off. Put the lid back on, and I'm just gonna push it to the back of the stove and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And just like that, dinner's ready. You know, if you want to spice things up a little bit, if you wanted to add just like a pinch, my bowl's hot, of hot pepper flakes or a little bit of cayenne pepper, I wouldn't be mad. Let me tell you something. You can't beat quick and easy when it comes to weeknight dinners. I love this. You're gonna love this. Everybody's gonna love this. And the best part about it is you're gonna have plenty of leftovers for the next day, and it's gonna be even better the next day. You're not gonna have a big mess to clean up. Go over there and hit the join button. Become a In the Kitchen with Sandy supporter. You know I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.